Hi guys, dan selamat kembali ke studio Sembang bersama saya, Amy. In the studio this week, kita ada seorang yang sangat distinguished, sangat special dan sangat important. Thank you so much kepada Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Johari for being with us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Tan Sri. Macam biasa, setiap minggu kita akan mulakan dengan soalan yang sama. So this week is no different. Tan Sri, how was your childhood?
Very interesting.
We're just launching straight into it, Tan Sri.
How's my childhood? Well, yeah, as I said, very interesting. I came from a very poor family. My father was a rubber tapper and in Kedah. And my mother was a cake maker, someone that do cake, and I'll be selling that cake. Then I came from a family of 7. And of course, being poor, you always have this anger in your mind. How do I get out from this situation? So the only way at that time, or until today probably, is to go on a vertical mobility. You have to get education. You got to work hard. You got to study hard. And it was my time. You have 2 medium in the school, whereby you have English medium and the Malay medium. So unfortunately, for those who opt up for English medium, you got to pay $750 a month. It's very expensive. I don't know. Probably government were making mistake that time. As much as you encourage the kampung folks to be in English medium, but again you charge them for $750 a month, which is $750 is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
So, but anyhow, I told my father I want to be in English medium. I want to be in English school, and this is where I think I have to thank all my teachers. Of course, I remember those teachers who helped me a lot. I can freshly remember their name, and even I can visualize their faces.
Yeah.
Because these are the teachers who put in 50 cents, $1 every month to make sure that I go through that difficult time. And somehow or other I make it. And there's a couple of interesting stories, before what I am here today.
Along the way kan?
Along the way.
Yeah. Tan Sri, apakah cita-cita Tan Sri yang pertama?
When I was a schoolboy, as I say, I was selling cakes and stuff like that because I have this afternoon session. So because selling cakes in certain areas, those buyers, those who buy my cake sometimes try to be funny. They don't pay. They eat first. So I got to wait. Especially those who are the hard labor, those they are working in various areas. Among them are these are they call it river divers who dive for the sand. Then they dive, they float, and they take sand from the bed of the river. So what they do, they eat first. And they make sure that you wait until probably few hours before they even pay 50 cents. So I got to wait for them. And because of that, more often than not, I end up going to school late. For example, the first session would start 1:10, but I'll be there 1:30, 1:45. And every day my headmaster say, catch up, pick me up, then whack me. Remember those feather duster?
Yeah.
They whack you nicely because every day he caught me with coming late to school.
Yeah.
But I was a very, very stubborn, proud boy. I'm not telling him why I was late in the school. So I just stand still, and he just keep on caning me. Say, why you are so stubborn? Why you come too late to school? I was staring at him. I said, my God, I'm not telling him any story. But eventually he sent one teacher to investigate what's going on. And that particular teacher found out that I was a good boy selling cakes, and because my family is so poor, I got to wait until these people who eat my cake pay me. Then I don't move from there. So finally, he knows what's going on. From that moment, he became very close to me, and he was the one who inspired me to speak good English, then to read a lot of books. He lent me a lot of books, and he somehow or other guided me to where I am today. Mr. Gularam Sol, he was a prime minister, headmaster. Mr. Gulam Rasul, his name.
Wow.
Then then he was the one who really, back up me. He keep on saying that. He called me Joe. Joe, you are good boy. I want you to be successful. I want you to be a very, very different person than the others. So he made me the head prefect of the school. Then I rose up to become head boy of the school. Then I was the chairman of this, chairman of that. Many things. Then it's a kampung school. It's just a rural area. And I was holding so many positions in that school. So everybody was talking about Joe, and everybody didn't know who Joe is it?
Yeah.
Then I have to live it up, that position. I got to make up my mark. Then, I have to be one of the best students too, because as much as you are so busy with all the activities and leading all the organization, being head boy, but at the same time, I got to be the best student. Yeah, thank God I emerged one of the best students in the school. Then from there, I proceed to University Malaya. Then later on, I went to England to do my post degree. And my first dream was to be a police officer. I thought, I saw these police officers with uniform and stuff like that. Then I was offered to be a police officer when I was in sixth form. But that time was too near the high school HSC examination.
Yeah.
So I was told my mom said, why don't you take your exam first? Then if you don't make it, then you go to the police, join the police force. I was offered as an inspector. But somehow I did well in the exam and I ended up in University Malaya. Then, from there, my first job after graduation was a banker. I was a banker.
Tan Sri, you've led a million lives. A really good job.
Then later on, because I was a scholar, then I cannot proceed. Then I joined the PTD. Yeah, this is where I was a public. I will call it. I was PTD officer, administrative and diplomatic officer. Yeah. Then when I joined the PTD, again I was the best student, or 114. Wow. And that was 1980. Yeah. Of course, my dream was want to be the chief secretary of the government, KSN. Then I was in the government for a while. I was posted to various departments, including to lead to head the Malaysian Student Department in Los Angeles for 4 years. Yeah. And came back, and I was in Prime Minister's Department for another 4 years. Then I was meeting a lot of politicians, and I was doing a lot of training with them. And my association with politicians that changed my mind from being KSN. I said I want to be a politician now. Then I quit the government and joined politics. Wow.
What was it that changed your mind yang macam membuatkan you the decision to step into politics?
Well, my main when I was asked to head this one department called Biro Tata Negara. It's basically is a department in Prime Minister's Department. Now that department is no more there. So Biro Tata Negara is a department that do a lot of training with this student university, local or overseas. We have a lot of Malaysian students overseas. And another I call it responsibility given to me was to train the UMNO youth. And for 4 years, I've been training about thousands and thousands of them. And somehow or other, when you train this youth, and you feel that somehow or other, some of them are not to the mark. And yet, after training done and they graduate from my course, they end up becoming somebody in the government. And I was thinking, my God, I know that guy. I know he's not a serious guy. But he ended up in that position, which I think should not be. Someone else should be there. Because I know this guy. So eventually you develop that kind of place. You develop that kind of thing. As much as I do train them, but I think why don't I be there?
Yeah.
And I think you are in a better position for being ex-PTD officer with some knowledge on administration, public administration, finance, and I was a banker, remember?
Yeah.
Then I said, I made that decision, a bold decision.
Yeah.
I said, why don't I leave the government and join politics? It's very interesting.
Because if the passion is there.
Yeah, passion is one thing. Number two is that you develop, as you are handling these kind of courses, and you talk so much about nation building with these young people, and you burn their desire to move forward. And, and you keep on telling them that you guys want to work hard because we have a future, and you got to work hard because we had a dream, and everybody must make sure that we reach at the end of the tunnel when we see a lot of light down there. And that kind of burning of the desire to be there, somehow you get into me too.
Yeah.
When you are talking to them, but at the same time you got to believe in what you are saying.
Yeah.
And finally say, hey, somehow you get into me. Then I say, why not? Keep on that burning desire.
The desire, right?
Yeah, there's a desire there. Yeah, that's.
Pada permulaannya, Tan Sri, I think, as you said, it was a bold decision. And politics is a highly competitive, I can imagine from the outside, a bit stressful space. And for anybody going into it, like properly for the first time, both feet in, what were some of the challenges that you faced in terms of trying to establish yourself in this very intimidating room full of very experienced people?
Well, in 19, I joined UMNO quite early. I think in 1991 or 92. And that time the UMNO was so dominant. So the main challenges that I do have was just to be in that position, because you got to compete right from the bottom to go up.
Yeah.
So the opposition was very weak. So the different scenario altogether at that time. So you must be the best among the best to go up. So somehow or other you must understand and you must know the game, how to somehow or other maneuver yourself, navigate to be up there. So that's why when I was young then, and before I even jump into this arena, I was telling myself, I have to have knowledge on many other things, including corporate knowledge, business knowledge. As much as I was a PTD officer who has some knowledge on administration, I was a banker, so I have some finance experience. But how do you run a business? How do you run this country? How do you must have that kind of knowledge. So before I was actively in politics, in fact, I was in it's a corporate world for 2 years. So when someone, public listed company, offered me to be their GM in Langkawi, I accepted that position. So I was a GM of one big company in Langkawi, developing Langkawi as an island. Tun Mahathir was then the Prime Minister. Then I said, why not? So, but I had in mind that this is not going to be a permanent job for me, because I just want to acquire as much as knowledge as possible to be in corporate world. True enough, exactly 2 years, I did my part. Yes, I did develop Langkawi, especially development and whatnot. Remember, I was art student,
Yeah.
but now you are involved in finance and development and many other things. But I mix around. You mix around with these corporate people.
Yeah.
Even though you're just a GM, but somehow they invite you for discussion. And they are also ministers and politicians. I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention name. These are top guys.
Yeah.
So, when they talk, when they're there, and I know their language. So I learn their language.
Yeah.
And I know the thinking process.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. So that 2 years spent in Langkawi is very, very helpful for me to to accelerate myself in politics.
Yeah.
Because I had that in my mind. Oh, this is how these people think. This is how they somehow they quote and unquote negotiate among themselves.
Yeah.
To divide among themselves. Same time also to steal among themselves. Oh, and especially so when people play shares, until today I don't play shares because I know what kind of you are talking about share swapping and stuff like that. Yeah, I learned a lot from there. So that helps me to somehow get yourself ready when I jump into full-fledged politics. And I was with Dato Johari Abdul when he invited me to be his campaign manager. And after I left the corporate world, then he was going for Ketua Pemuda position. And his challenger were not bad. People like Anwar Musa. That was first time he's going for that position. Then he two others plus Rahim Tamici, the incumbent.
Yeah.
Then Tan Sri Isa. So 3-4 qualified. And Zahid was just a chairman of Bank Simpanan Nasional. The rest, Anwar Musa was a minister. Rahim Tamici is a former chief minister of Malacca and incumbent. And Tan Sri Maisa was the chief minister, Menteri Besar Negeri Sembilan. And Zahid was just a chairman. So when he appointed me as his strategist and the campaign manager, he said, Joe, here we are. I have said I want to contest this position. You got to work hard. So I combined those experiences.
There's some pressure there.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
And finally, we make it. He won by 199.
Yeah.
And he was then made the Ketua Pemuda UMNO, band with no position. So I was saying, well, not bad. I did my part.
Yeah.
So it's a long, Then what happened then? PMX today was then Deputy Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And Dato' Zahid was Ketua Pemuda. And so Saifuddin Nasution was the Setiausaha Pemuda. Then I was with Yayasan Gerak Bakti. Yayasan belongs to Pemuda UMNO. So we are running Pemuda UMNO thing, until the Third World War occurred, when PMX has some problem with Dr. Mahathir, the Prime Minister. That is real politics coming to the picture. This is real. It's no more like, this is not normal theatre. This is real. Well, it takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of I would say, experience and everything to face the consequences. And the challenge was very brutal. What
did that challenge look like for you, Tan Sri?
Because we were facing with authority.
Yeah.
When Datuk Sri Anwar was arrested, then he came up with his mata lebam. Then very explosive things where he go haywire. Then we were thinking to ourselves, what do we do then? Are we here to settle down and say, well, that is fated? Are we saying that there's something must be done to correct what is wrong? Are we here to reform? So we get together. The group of us sit down and talk about it. And finally, we make a decision. Let's put all our energy, our mind, our spirit, and whatever we have that we got to We got to put back this country into its proper perspective. That's why everybody, all opposition, we managed to combine our forces together. The PAS, Islamic Party, then we have the Parti Rakyat, and everybody, for that matter, to go against the establishment that time. For what we believe, Dr. Mahathir has gone beyond norms. So we were thinking that he might have his problem with his deputy, who is a deputy prime minister and deputy president of UMNO. But as politician, we thought that he can solve whatever problem he has with PMX at that time by using the political means. But the moment you use government apparatus like courts, police, and stuff like that to suppress your political opposition or opponent, I think that's a bit unfair. So we said, okay, we put a pledge to ourselves that we must all out. And it took us 25 years to be here today. It's a very long time. So of course we face a lot of challenges. There's a lot of sleepless night. There's a lot of friends who are martyred along the line. There are a lot of people who lose their job. There are a lot of people who lose their business. Many of them were arrested, beaten up, and brought up to courts, and some went to jail. So long that 25 years is a long time. But finally, Dato Johari Abdul become Prime Minister, and I become the Speaker of the House. This is how all fated.
Yeah. Wow. Tan Sri, I think actually this is a very, not to say relatable, but this is kind of like a fact of the matter. When you want to change anything, there's always a period of challenge and strife, almost like a test to see your determination to really execute the vision, right? And as you said, that there was so much risk attached to it for so many people involved to make this very, very challenging and against the grain decision. What was it that gave you specifically confidence in sticking to your principles in the situation, even though it's such a dangerous choice?
Yeah, I can sum up in two things, two words. One is belief, the other one is trust. Belief, I believe in myself. That number one, I believe that I can do it. I believe that the team can do it. I believe that in the system that there is a possibility for us to make things change the way we want it to be. The second word is a trust. I trust that Sri Anwar is a good man. I trust the system can allow him to be up there. So these two words were the two big words that were stuck in my mind: belief and trust. So you believe in yourself, you trust the system. Meaning to say that you work hard if you think that whatever that happened is just a part and parcel of life. But if you put all your effort, your energy, your thinking process, you can do it because the system is there, you know. So what you need to do is just galvanize all the support. You have to go down and convince the people that you have a mission here. It's not about, it's nothing personal against Dr. Mahathir, but we think that he was instrumental. He had done a good job. But nevertheless, the way he handled things, the way he faced his challenges, the way he bring down his political opponent is a bit unfair. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's why when we had opportunity, I mean, we have very, very minimum contact with Dato Sri Anwar because he is jail, and so the only way to meet him is only when we had certain few hours gap during the trial break. So we were in the court and we got instruction from there. We exchanged ideas, but other than that, we organized it ourselves, you know. among friends. But again, I said number one is belief in ourselves. Number two is we believe the trust. We trust each other, then we trust also in the system. That if we had put our effort together, energy together, and galvanize with the support of the people. So that's it. Of course, it's not easy, but we can do it. I believe, and until today, that two words are still in my mind, that to look for a better Malaysia in future, I hold it dearly, those two words, to myself, which I believe we can do it.
And what was the vision, Tan Sri, that you guys were holding on to for the 25 years in this long journey? The dream of the future of Malaysia, what did that look like?
You see, this country is blessed with milk and honey. We are a peninsular country, surrounded by water. And you know, the kind of asset that we have in the water, in the seabed. And we have almost everything in this country. You have the green, you have the minerals, you have anything that you dream is here. And the most important thing, you have an asset, human asset. We have multi-ethnic, we have a population of multicultural. You have all these people. But how do you make sure that they work together and put them together? Then how they embrace each other as a solid one force. And if you tell them the truth, that we can do it, and you put your dream and challenge your ability to show that this is a truthful dream. It's not dream something that you angan-angan. It's a real dream that you can actualize it. Finally, we did it. We deny BN twice. Then finally we are here. So that is the dream that keeps us going. And you chasing that dream is very important, because you have that dream. It's been there for a long time, and the dream never die off. And I think, and we can see because those days we don't have TikTok, we don't have anything. We go down and talk drama. And every weekend, thousands and thousands people came and listened to us. Mak Sabu, Saifuddin Nasution, and of course we are facing the brutality of certain agencies, including the police, and that time under the command of Tamade. But still, we keep on going, wave after wave after wave. So we never stop. And KL on every Saturday, you can see people demonstrasi. And that's what it's all about. And today, here we are. It's very interesting.
Very, very interesting. And I believe it must have been such a challenging 25 years of holding on to this dream. I got a son. Who was born 2 days after Dr. Dato Anwar Ibrahim was expelled from cabinet. And that particular day, my wife delivered my son in hospital, private hospital. I spent about 2-3 hours with her. Then I disappeared, because at that time reformasi started. Then when the son was brought home, and I realized that the police were cordoning my home. So what do we do? The moment you go back, you'll be arrested. I know. So I called my wife. I said, "Can you bring the baby next to the window? Then just pep a bit, let me hear his cries. Then you got disappeared." And today, that boy is a doctor. So when what a story,
that's it. Ibrahim, I named him Ibrahim. Do you know that what happened when you were born? Then So I told him the whole story. But those were he's a doctor today.
There you go.
No, that's it. I mean, time flies. But nevertheless, that was the dream. I said, surely you'll be someone. My son, I don't spend so much time with you. And that time was peak of reformasi. I make sure that you be someone. And true enough, he's someone today. He's a doctor and graduate from Ireland.
Yeah. These are just like some of the sacrifices that you've had to make, Tan Sri, that like people don't really get to hear. Was there ever at any point that you like questioned it's like, how do you find the strength to do this? Because I cannot imagine being in your position, Tan Sri. I probably would have had, I would have probably run for the hills, to be honest.
Well, yeah, there are a couple of motivations I have. See, number one, when we do a lot of ceramah back then, so we passed the Tin Milo, and one day I still remember very clearly in my mind. It was drizzling, but the crowd was quite big in Sungai Petani. There's one pakcik was selling the ice cream. When I was speaking from the stage, I could see that pakcik, and then this boy who brought along the Tin Milo to collect the donation comes with him. Then he was taking something from his pocket. It's a small plastic bag. Then he unwrapped it and took $2 and put it in the tin. And he was an ice cream seller. And it was drizzling. People don't take ice cream that night. I know. That's why he slowed pocket there, then he put it in $2. That time, there's a $2 note. Yes. Now no more.
Yeah. I remember the $2 note. Yeah, the very legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah.
No, it was a burning in me. I said, my God, if that ice cream seller could donate to us $2, I must do justice in life. I must work hard so that whatever it is, whatever his intention is, certainly he wants to see the changes happen in this country. So that is the driving force for me to work hard, so that whatever his dream cannot just be pushed away. Okay, that's number one. Number two is about my family. My wife, she's a city girl like you. Yeah, I'm kampung boy, she's a city girl. I mean, when I decide to leave a good job of mine, for example, I was getting good salary when I was in corporate world. To leave Langkawi is a nice place, and at the same time, you mix around with all this top brass, which you can be rich if you wait for another few more years. You become like them. You'll be millionaires probably. But then when you decide to be in politics, she never said no. And when I decide to join UMNO, she never said no. When I decide to leave UMNO and to fight with them, she never said no. When I decide to fight with Mahathir, she never said no. Meaning to say that she's a lady who supports my decision. And when I think about that, this is a lady who gave me 8 children. And she sacrificed a lot, and up and down. And during that period when we were in opposition, it was a tough time. And, at one time, I tell you, we were so poor that my wife and I went to Pasar Borong, Selayang, and we collected vegetable from tong sampah. We have no money. But I got children at home. You collect the sayur, you go to Pasar Borong, there's sayur that people throw it away.
Yeah, Tan Sri.
You go and collect from tong sampah. And that is the kind of lady you're talking about, So, with that, I said, no, I don't think I got to stop here. I got to push here and pushing here. And Alhamdulillah, and her contribution, her sacrifices. And that's why I have a nice family. As I always cherish her contribution and sacrifices. As I said, she gave me 8 children, and she take care of my children. And 6 of my 8 children are doctors today. So, when you come think of it, I say, not only that she's so loving, but she was my inspiring partner,
Yeah.
that give me that desire to work hard.
Yeah.
She never complained. She said, just do your job, and whatever it is, I support you. I say okay.
Yeah.
So that is the thing that something that I really cherish lah.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things about politics as a career. And I think I mentioned outside to you as well, Tan Sri, is that you've taken on like quite a lot of challenges in your life. I think to be a dad to 8 is in itself, a huge thing for any man. To be a husband is a huge thing. And then to make all of the sacrifices that not just you, tapi sekeluarga had to make for the country. These are all like very heavy pressure situations on you. How did you do that time management? I guess it's, as you said, right? The support from your family is so important.
Well, of course, there's never enough time for all politicians, for that matter. But again, at the end of the day, it's about quality time.
Yeah.
It's about quality time. Some politicians feel that they don't have the time, but if you look, God given 24 hours, it's enough for us. Meaning to say that you maximize your time. Of course, I don't spend time coffee shop doing nothing. Borak-borak kosong. I don't do that. I mean, you need me. Okay, give me time. Once you solve, you just. So home is so magnetic to me. So whenever I'm free, I just be at home.
Yeah.
I don't hang around in club and stuff like that. I don't do that because to me, time is an essence. It's a real essence. So I really spend quality time with my family. So if you have opportunity, then I take her and my children to where we should spend time together. So that's the only way to keep us intact, because of course you never had enough, but you must find time for them, for everybody for that matter.
Of course. Before we transition into the part of your career becoming Speaker of the House, I do have some questions for you about the time that you served as MP. Do you remember your first campaign?
Well, yeah, I first, that was in 1999.
Yeah.
The party was just for about 7 months old.
Yeah.
But of course, Barisan Nasional was so powerful and they are so strong. And they have a lot of money and they have a lot of machinery. So I was beaten very badly. So I lost by 12,000 majority. But I never give up.
Yeah.
The day I lost, the next day I start working. Then 2004, after 5 years, I went for a seat.
Yeah.
But then I lost by 4,000. So I said, wow, same place, Sungai Tani, Nawakarang, same place. But then the majority was reduced very much. I know. I can see it, I can feel it. But I never back up.
Yeah.
And 2008, again I contest. But this time around I won by 9,000.
Yeah.
Then after that, never turn back. Again, I won by 2008, 2013, 2018.
Yeah.
Until the final one, the last one.
Yeah.
I told PM, that time my president, I said, President, I don't want to contest anymore in Sungai Tani. Because because at the time I was also parallel. I was an MP, at the same time I was Adun in Gurun.
Yes.
I just want to be MP of Kedah. Because I was named by the party in 2018 to take over the leadership and I was proposed, or I was nominated to be the MB. But something happened along the line. I was not the MB, but I harbored that desire and dream that I want to be the MB of Kedah.
Yeah.
Because I know how. I mean, bukan nak takbur, but I think I know how to develop the state, and I know how to identify opportunities in Kedah. And but somehow or other, one fine day, PM called me and said, Joe, I want you to be the speaker. I said, sir, I want to be MB. No, I'll come back to be speaker. And I asked him, is it an order, sir? He said, yes, come back. Okay, I take out the job. That's it. No discussion, nothing.
Nothing. Just like that.
Just like that.
Oh
One day,
my
over the phone, he
gosh.
said, Joe, come back to Singapore. Where are you now? He said, I'm Singapore, sir. I want to come back as a speaker. I tried to argue. I said, sir, I want to be MB. No, come back to be speaker.
Yeah.
Then I said, is it an order, sir? Yes, it's an order. Okay, sir, I come back. That's it. The next day, I'm the speaker.
And the rest is history,
The rest is
like
history.
that. Tapi Tan Sri, what's actually, I mean, they're very, very different scopes lah sebenarnya, right? One is a very impassioned role, and then as speaker, it's more of a balanced intermediary who has to be very neutral within Parliament, right? How was making that transition for you? Did it help that you had so much political experience going into it that could help you understand where all of the parties are coming from, or was it just a completely different skill set?
Well, I'm lucky, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, before I was made a speaker, I was an MP for 3 terms, meaning to say 15 years.
Exactly.
And I could see in my dream, or you visualize normally, the seat I was sitting there. I know where that was my seat for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, of course, we were opposition. Then in a short span of time, we were government. Then again, we collapsed.
Yeah.
So, and I would say more than half of those MPs were my friends, or are my friends. We were in opposition, they are in the government. Now that they are opposition, we are in the government.
They just
Somehow or
macam,
other, you know, I know their character.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they are friends, you know.
Yeah.
And I was also, I was made to be the opposition leader in Adun Kedah. So one term Adun. And again, remember, I was many years on the ground. So when you are made a speaker, and somehow or other, automatically, you put in your position what is expected of them and what is expected of me. If I were in their shoes when I was an opposition MP, what I was expecting, how do I expect the speaker to behave? I expect him to behave ABC.
Yes.
And when I am speaker, I can feel that, you know, that kind of feeling still
Expectation.
there. Expectation. So
Yeah.
that's why I try to, as I said, when I am up there, I must be colorblind, a person that can communicate.
Yeah.
Either your opposition or your government. But this is the kind of role that I should play. Because when you are a speaker, you are someone that people look at up. And they expect you to behave the way that they expect. You know. And I think I must play that role. I must play it. Of course, sometimes you lose your top. And you know this guy trying to challenge my authority. And then probably some of them are just novice and junior. You should learn to behave. So sometimes you have that so yeah, you have temperament also, you're a human being. But nevertheless, other than that, I think I should be sober and understand my position. If I in their shoes, so they expect you to behave the one, you know, like they expect something.
Yeah. Dia satu tanggungjawab yang sangat besar.
So exactly.
Because you have to be so, not to say detached, but very impartial in your perspective. And as someone who has sacrificed so much over the years to stick to your vision, I can imagine that that's quite a challenge. In your role, actually, Tan Sri, are you allowed to get involved in anything that's being spoken about, or maybe outside of Parliament, speak to the MPs? Is that something that you can do?
Well, if you to look at the Constitution, and these are the regulation, that these are the laws that we must adhere to, that I should not be holding any position in the party.
Yes.
And I should not have any shares in a company.
Yeah.
I should be independent as much as possible, and you must be above that level. I've been above that level. Meaning to say that the expectation is very high.
Very.
and I think I should maintain that, you know, because or else things go haywire. You know, I should not. If I do not want people to criticize me, so I better maintain that position. Meaning to say that I would not involve directly in politics, same time directly in business. But nevertheless, communication, I do call from time to time, either opposition MPs or the government MPs to come and talk to me. I open up the channel so that we can communicate. By doing that, sometimes you bring down the temperature, the political temperature down, the heat down, so that probably whatever he feel that, you know, is stuck in his heart, he can just say it to me. I say, yeah, you can voice out within the four walls what you are not satisfied about, you know. So he will say this. I say, okay, let me explain to you. By doing that, I think it harmonizes, you know. So life in Dewan, sometimes people go beyond. You make funny jokes and stuff like that. Sometimes I just let it go. But certain time, I just said, no, good, enough is enough. You know, I got responsibility. I got certain expectation. You know, I got to execute my function because this is expected of the Kementerian. This bill must go through before the year end. So that is what is expected me to do. So, but other than that, I would say, even though I'm the speaker, even though I'm very close to PMX, there's one thing that public should know. Prime Minister never called me and instruct me, because the separation of power, he exercised that. The separation of power, as far as I'm concerned, is he really exercised it. He walked the talk. He never called me. He never say, punish this guy or do this. He never do that. So we might be talking to each other, but we are talking on something else, but not to the my functional duty. You know, never do that. So on that score, I'm left quite independent for that matter. Quite independent.
Which is good. Yeah, because that's the entire role, kan?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank God for that.
You did an interview recently, actually, Tan Sri, where you said something quite interesting. I mean, the first thing, Yang, I think is very, very evident from speaking to you is your passion for education. It's very, very important to you, and it's so evident. And you mentioned that politics should be taught early in education. And I think another thing that I can tell that you're very passionate about is the youth and involving them in politics earlier so that there's a greater level of understanding out there in terms of what's happening in our country and what the future of our country looks like. Why is this important to you, and how early do you think it is important for people to start having accountability and taking control of their education, political education?
Well, there are two different things between politician and leaders. As I always said, politician thinks about next election, but leaders thinks about next generation. What we should be looking at today, as much as we want to produce good politician, but I think producing leaders is more important than politicians, because we have the opportunity of grooming our young men to be leaders. Not only political leaders, but leaders in many other branches. Like you can be a corporate leaders, you can be business leaders, SMEs, you can be arts, education, blah blah blah. But there must be platforms to put them accordingly. As I always, create this joke. Malaysia, we enjoy having rain. But sometimes we have torrential rain for 3 hours and we got flooded. But after the rain stops, the water goes away. And the next day you have drought. Now the question is that what happened to that water? The water goes away because there's no groove. No groove that will take the water to a certain place that you want. So what is missing is the groove. So what we need to do, yes, we know there will be plenty of rain, but prepare the groove. So take the water where it should go. Then lock it for a needy day. Meaning to say, what we need to do now is prepare the platform for these young kids to be trained to be properly trained to be leaders. That's why when government decided to bring back the PLKN 3.0, where the young kids are, the moment you reach at the age of 17, then it's mandatory for them to go and register themselves in military camps. And that 45 days when they are in military camp, they are taught all the leadership quality, all the subject, all the curriculum about how to be a good leader, how to be a patriotic as much as possible as a Malaysian, and how you are put in that 45 days to know each other, that there are other Malaysians who are not same color with you, not same religion with you, not same race with you. There are other Malaysians who are not with you, who are not like you. So this is where I think the opportunity of getting to know each other, to understand each other, to sympathize, that whatever the position is, but you are Malaysian. And also to be taught of other living subjects, know what is politics, what kind of politics that we practice here, what kind of ilmu-ilmu yang you kena tahu untuk survive as Malaysian. So that 45 days become very, very important. Then once the result is out, SPM result out, the one that can go to university, proceed to university. Then again, in university, you can do whatever that you want to do. But those who don't make it to university, again, you have the second option of going to TVET. Then these are the where you excel in whatever field that you want. But the most important thing, 45 days of your life, then we pack it nicely, that become a tool to your life. That is where the leadership begins. That in fact we can even profiling these kids, these young kids, because as you do this 45 days training, you know who are good in what, who are fit into what. And this profiling is very important so that you can recall them, and again, you train them either to be a business SMEs, or they can become educationists, or they can be whatever it is. So what we are saying that this, as I said, this country is blessed with meat on the honey, and there's so much, and the population is so small, 32 million. And if we can properly use this human resource to the benefit of our country, it's going to be marvelous. That's why I'm so passionate about having this new set of Malaysian, the one with the motivation, the one with ilmu, and the one with jiwa yang besar. And you're saying that I am a Malaysian, and I'm a leader, whatever leader you are, in whatever area. But you feel that you are a leader now because you have gone through that part, the 45 days. And that is a tongkat sakti.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting to see like the amount of programs that have already started being executed and that are coming in the future, especially for young people out there. Okay, just maybe for the audience mungkin yang tak pernah terfikir sangat pasal politics ke, dorang muda-muda lagi. What is it in your opinion, Tan Sri? Why, and I know this seems like a very silly elementary question, but why is it important that young people out there start really, really considering politics and learning about it?
You see, you must know, I mean, being Malaysian, somehow or other, there'll come a time that you got to decide for your future. The moment you reach 18, you got to decide. You cannot be saying, I'm not interested in politics. This is not my cup of coffee. This is got nothing to do with it. No. Because somehow or other, the system says that at the age of 18, you have to decide. So what if everybody have that attitude? I don't care, what come may. Then what will happen then? That's why you don't have to be a politician, but you must know what's going on. You see? You choose Mr. A, this is what happened. You choose Mr. B, this is what happened. Or you decide not to choose anybody, this is what happened. So you got to make a decision. And making the decision as early as 18 years old, very tough. That's why you somehow or other, I keep on saying that, in fact, at school level, you must be taught of making decision. Decision making is very important. Because, of course, we make decision every single minute of our life. We make decision. Eat or not to eat. Go sleep or not to sleep. Or whatever it is. Same thing like politics. Same thing like the fate of a country. You got to make that decision. Why other things you are involved, so like making decision of where this country is going, you say, I don't want to get involved. Cannot. So that's why at school level, because the moment they are in Form 5, the next year, they're going to be voter. So that's why I say, that's why now this PLKN thing, we start teaching kids at the age as early as Form 4. They must get involved in decision making. And of course, it's a very mild kind of program, but still this is the beginning of decision making. We are not forcing them to pilih party A or party B, party C. No. What we are doing is that giving the opportunity to have that ability to choose.
That's very fair.
That's very fair.
That's very fair.
To be ability to decide.
Yeah.
That's very fair. Decision making is yours.
Yeah.
But there must be platform. How do I choose? There must be a way that where do I get this information?
Yeah.
What will be the implication if I don't do this and do that?
Yeah.
So there must be these are the elements that must be brought to them.
Yeah.
You cannot deny them.
Yes.
They must be made to understand. That's what we are saying. And decision making.
Can I ask a question, Tasri? How to make sure that these types of programs stay impartial? Because I agree with you. I think it's so important that the skill set gets taught, right? What is like the vision in terms of how do you communicate this skill set? How do you teach somebody to make a decision?
That's why I said the most important people in Malaysia at the moment, as we're talking now, are the academia, the professors, the teaching genius at the university level. You are the guys. You are the guys that should be telling the school kids or the university, for that matter, that we are preparing a nation. You like it or not? When you are a teacher and when you're teaching your students, you should not have only in your mind, I'm saying that this is car, this is lorry. How do you spell saya? S-A-Y-A. That is teaching them.
Yeah.
But other than that, you must be educating them. Teaching is one thing. Teaching is about knowledge. Educating is about wisdom.
Yeah.
So that has to go hand in hand, knowledge and wisdom. And this is a role of a teacher, role of academia is very, very important.
Yes.
So I'm telling teachers, can you imagine for once, you're having a classroom, they're teaching a classroom and probably a 35 students. You never know. One of those of your students could be Prime Minister one day.
One day.
So that's why you're teaching them is one thing, but again, make sure that they learn and make sure the wisdom is there. So we got to pair that up. And I'm begging all the teachers and academia to perceive this as very important, and they are a game changer.
Yeah, true.
They are. Other than that, I mean, every year we are producing about 400,000 school children, school leavers.
Yeah.
When I mean, you must understand that it is your product. You are a teacher. You are responsible.
True.
We are the receiver.
Yeah.
But if you produce this kind of product, I mean, sometimes it's too late to navigate.
Yeah.
So that's why make sure that when you produce good one, so that when we the receiver, it is
something
already used,
adds value in that sense,
exactly.
right? And I think there's also been a lot of you can see that there's like a way that you're approaching it, Tan Sri. You've been doing a lot of interviews and stuff like that. Is this the reasoning behind it, to like spread the education, spread the message?
Yeah,
Awareness.
I've been talking. I think Shahira has been setting so many interviews, but I keep on saying that this is the one.
Yeah.
And I am, as I said, I'm appealing, I'm begging to all teachers and academia, and you play a very important role.
Yeah.
And everybody should play. But again, the most important part of our life is, of course, the school and universities. So, as people say, garbage in, garbage out.
True.
So you don't want to do that. You want to be part and parcel of the nation building. Then just don't look it as just one of those profession, teaching. No. You have a different responsibility. You are much different from others because you mold the people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And some of the programs that have been happening, I think, are very, very interesting as well. For example, like Parliament Open Day. Is that something that would happen again?
Yeah, in fact, we have a quite interesting program actually. In fact, this coming 13th of December, we're going to have fourth Parliament speakers. Yeah, we have the speakers series.
Yeah.
Speaker lecture series.
Amazing.
So every other, we have a couple, in a year, we have at least 3 or 4 times the speakers lecture series, where we gather all these the good brains, the people who have contributed so much to the nation building, politicians, corporate players, to talk about something that is probably vital in the nation building. And we do invite audience from various walks of life, including the diplomats, NGOs, academia, senior government officers, to be in that forum so that everybody can exchange views what's going to happen. But at the same time, a program like this, I go down and talk to the community. Same time, I visit universities and talk to the students. The last one was in ITM, 4,600 students, a large crowd. I spoke to them. Same time, we do have open days. Yeah. And now, in fact, starting from next year, to have every break, there'll be at least 3 open days. And last year, we had 10,000 people visited us. And most of them
it was so well received.
Oh, yeah, well received. And most of them are from colleges and universities and schools. And every day now, in our public gallery are full. And I encourage them to come and have the feeling, this is your parliament. It's not my parliament, it is your parliament. Have a feel of it. See how discussion is happening, see how things are done, how the debate is organized. But what we want to do, you must be part and parcel and be part of it. You must feel that, oh my God, this is parliament and I am a Malaysian. I wish I'm there one day. And that wish is important to drive you to a certain level next. Beside that, we have also Parliament Belia.
Yes.
Yeah, those who are from 18 to 35. And,
Youth Parliament program.
Youth program, And now we have 100 MPs, youth MPs. But next year, we're going to try modify it back to become 222 MPs so that every constituency will produce one Parliament Belia. Then hopefully this is a part of the preparing them. It's like it's a platform for them. Then I wish, more than half of them would become eventually real MPs, full-fledged MP in the future. But the point is that I give them a platform so that they can start, organizing themselves to be in. Then eventually they can become MPs in future. But this is all prepared so that we will not be caught with our pants down. Because we want to, because our neighbors, the ASEAN neighbors, everybody is everybody is getting up, and everybody is competing for a place in the sun, and we cannot relax. Things are happening so dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been visiting, and now next year we're going to be chairman of ASEAN.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be just ordinary chairman.
Yes.
I want to be different. I want to be
Make a
dynamic.
difference.
I want to be something different. I want to make change, and I want something that we must make things different. It's going to be different, certainly. So that kind of chairmanship we're talking about.
Yeah. It's very, very exciting. Is there anything, Tan Sri, that maybe Tan Sri will share in terms of other programs that are going to be happening in 2025?
Yeah, 2025 is going to be ASEAN.
Yes.
And at summit level, meaning to say that Prime Minister's level, there are 270 meetings. And at IPA level, which is my level, it's going to be at least 6 meetings. And everybody is going to be very busy. I'm going to move this meeting not only in KL, but going to move all over countries, so that everybody, all the states, and have the opportunity of organizing this meeting. Besides that, there'll be a lot of ASEAN leaders, and also the other international leaders will be visiting us for next year. As I said, at summit level, there are 270 meetings. Can you imagine the kind of how busy we are then?
Yeah.
Then certainly there's so many things going to happen next year, so we must be prepared.
Yeah.
We are now making preparation so that when we become chairman, we be a lasting chairmanship, not only one off, but it's going to be a lasting chairmanship that people say, wow, KL used to be, Malaysia used to be chairman, but when they are chairman, they are different. And we want to take advantage of that, and we want to connect to the world, and at the same time, we want to send a message to the outside world, especially the investors, that please come to Malaysia. We are very, very organized people. We are ready to receive you, and we are ready to make things happen.
What is your, I guess just to wrap it up, your bigger picture dream for Malaysia, Tan Sri?
I want to see that every Malaysian for that matter, maybe you are a city boy or city girl, maybe in kampung boy or kampung girl, but the ability to access to good education, the ability to transform yourself from a poor man, poor boy, kampung boy, a son of rubber tapper, and there is vertical mobility only through education. So there's a lot of opportunity. Now we are opening all kind of opportunity, and to be successful, not only one route, there's academic route, but there's second route now, TVET, vocational. There's so many, and I do not want us to be a slave to your employee no more. You must be an entrepreneur. You must be a maker. You must be someone that do things, someone that spark out, someone that feel that I can do it. I want to invent this. Someone that do not want to just subservient to whatever it is now. Someone more explosive, for that matter. With activities, with creativities, with a lot of potential. And this is only possible if you are brave enough to think that I can do it. So whatever circumstances, wherever you come from, but there's always room for everyone in Malaysia. And we are creating that room and many, many more rooms. So don't find excuses for not doing it. Just find excuses to do it. That's more important.
And I think that's a fantastic note to end it on. But before we finish, we have a rapid fire segment, Tan Sri. This is the really spicy part. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is, Tan Sri, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? Super spicy question, Tan Sri.
I wish then Zoom, everybody is educated now. I want everybody to be. I mean, this is my dream. This is my dream that Malaysia can speak 4 languages. I and you can speak Mandarin. I and you can speak Tamil. I and you can speak Arabic. I and you can speak English.
Yeah.
How wonderful! Can you think for a minute that every Malaysian can speak at least 4 languages? It was a dream. It's my dream, and I think we can do it if we have the right attitude. You know, language is something that's beautiful. I mean, it's art of communication, the art of knowing each other, the art of communicating, the art of opening up. I mean, yeah, that's my dream. And I think if I may, I'm encouraging all students, university level, take up those languages, or teachers for that matter, professor in university. Don't stick one. You thought, you are not nationalist if only you know one language. It doesn't mean that you have, 5, 6 languages. You're not nationalist. It's got nothing to do with nationalism at all. This art of communicating. In fact, the more language you know, I would say, the better you are, because you can read, you can communicate, you can see life from different perspective altogether.
And maybe also the more opportunities.
Indeed.
For growth as well.
You can, as we said, benih yang baik, you campak mana-mana pun akan jadi pulau. So if you have those languages, you can throw anywhere you are.
Betul.
You survive.
Yeah.
You survive. That's my dream. And I hope tonight the Minister of Education listening to me, please encourage your student to go for languages. Yes. Okay, another spicy thing.
Okay, another spicy question. Oh, Tan Sri, this is actually quite spicy, yeah. Selama Tan Sri jadi Tuan Speaker, berapa banyak kali dah Tan Sri beristighfar dalam hati semasa dalam Parlimen?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot.
Faham?
Well, I would say certainly more than 10, of course.
More than 10?
Yeah, of course.
That's a good number. Tan Sri. Okay, next one. Less spicy lah for sure, Tan Sri. Hobi masa lapang.
Well, I'm a daydreamer actually.
Daydreaming?
Oh yeah. I am a daydreamer. I love sitting down. I do a lot of thinking. Of course, sometimes I do like shopping, but nevertheless, yeah, daydreamer lah. I'm a daydreamer. I just like to be alone and do a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
A lot of thinking.
Okay, this one is a compulsory rapid fire question because I am an actress, so I have to know this question about you, Tan Sri. What is your favorite movie genre?
I've not seen movie for some time, lately.
I don't. Where do you have the time, Tan Sri? What do you have off days?
Well, I didn't. When was my last vacation? I don't know, but I've not seen any movie for the last 10 years. I think the last one was Megat. What Panglima? What was it?
Mat Kilau.
Mat Kilau.
Mat Kilau.
Yeah, that was after 15 years. I think. I never know that the ticket was so expensive. I thought when I was the last time when I was dating my wife.
Yes.
And now we have 8 kids. So that means to say that I've been dating 40 over years ago. And that time was $1.60.
Yeah.
I believe in PJ. So recently when I took the kids to Mat Kilau, it is $15.
Yeah.
$20 or $15.
Yeah.
I said, my God, that was the last time. I think I will not be going again.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If you ask me who are the actress or the actresses, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Tan Sri.
Even the drama. I didn't know that you are good actress. But I didn't know.
It's okay. I would be very, very shy to show you anything that I've ever acted in, so it's fine. That's
It was not in my vocab for that matter.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay, Tan Sri. I cannot imagine your schedule and how much you must be busy.
Unlike PMX, he likes movie. He likes Tamil movie.
Yeah.
He likes Tamil movie. Really, he likes Tamil movie. Yeah. He remembers all those name of the actor and actresses.
That's amazing.
It's not so much that I don't have time, but the drive to watch this kind of movie is not there.
Yeah.
And I have not seen the drama on TV for
Very
years.
long time. Yeah.
I have Netflix at home, but I think 2004 I only watched twice or three times.
It's okay.
Yeah.
With such a packed schedule, nobody can blame you, Tan Sri.
I dream a lot.
Okay. The daydreaming is good though, because that's how the future is built, with the dream. Okay, last rapid fire question for you, Tan Sri. Do you have a favourite joke? Teka-teki, orang kata.
Well, there are a lot.
Yeah?
But, so nothing in specific. Yeah.
Okay, I have one for you. But Tan Sri, please be kind lah. Our joke's a bit hamba. Okay, why don't skeletons run in the elections?
Gee, that's tough. Why don't skeleton?
Because they don't have the guts.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Ada chance ni.
That's fair.
I have one more, but this is also even worse lame lah, Tan Sri. Where can we probably find the one? They might be in Dewan Rakyat.
Well, yeah, okay.
Itu percubaan yang terbaik daripada tim Studio Sembang. Thank you sekali lagi, Tan Sri.
You're most welcome.
Meluangkan masa bersama kami.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, what can I say? I enjoyed being interviewed by you.
Thank you.
Of course, I think the most important thing to me in life is to make sure that you make other people happy. When you see the other people's happy, somehow you feel happy too. But you start making people sad, and you feel sad. At the end of the day, even though it doesn't happen immediately, somehow the time will tell that the joke is on you.
That's true. Hopefully when the joke is on you,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tan Sri, for your time and everything. And then untuk korang kat rumah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Jangan lupa we'll see each other same time, same place next week. Only on Studio Sembang. Bye.